Hello, everyone. It's Othania here with Create Your Future. And today I am discussing once you master this, it manifests. Now, before I get into this video, Create Your Future does have a free course that you can check and get into that will reveal your blocks for you. And if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description box below. Also, I have some courses available as well. I have the Remove the 3P course, which will literally remove the 3P, period. And you'll get quick results with that. And I also have a Lucky Girl Syndrome course. Um, it's going to, once from the start to the beginning, it's going to basically reconstruct the way you think about yourself, and it's going to push out things for you to manifest much better so you can actually start getting your way. And if you're interested in that, the link for that is also in the description box below. Now let's get right into it. Once you master this, it manifests. And that is when you stop needing to check 3D, when you stop needing the outside validation to give you a hit to make you feel good and value yourself, right? So it's when you make it a habit to constantly check, constantly, let me see what's happening, or I just affirmed this, so let me check and see if it's working now. When you're doing that, you are still operating from the old self, which is still going to push out things that are that seem to be unfavorable for you. So, what you want to master is thinking about what you want, saying what it is that you want, and not needing to go look for the evidence of it happening. Because when it manifests, you're not going to need to look for anything. It's going to basically be in your face, it's going to come to you. And you can definitely delay by constantly checking the 3D, because constantly checking the 3D over and over again is wavering. It is wavering. That is wavering. And once you understand that, you can slowly but surely stop yourself from doing that. Okay? Because what you have, you don't need evidence that you have it. My car is parked in the front. I don't need to constantly check my window to see if my car is there. I know it's there. I don't need any evidence to know that I have it. I know I have it. It's mine, right? And you have to have that same surety, that same confidence when you are affirming and creating what it is that you want. The other day, last night actually, I made some tea, and before I had the thought of me drinking the tea, like physically drinking it, I was like, I want tea. I just went up, I just got up and I went to make it. And the next thing you know, I had my cup of tea in my hand and I was drinking my tea. I didn't have to look up a video to see if my manifestation was working. I didn't have to, I just did it, right? Like there was no, let me see if my cup of tea is going to manifest. I just did it. Let me put this in SP terms, since that is one of the most popular things, or one of the main things that people want to manifest, right? Um, I was like that too, so I'm not judging. But see, the thing is that when it comes to especially manifesting a person back that that was in your life already, there is like a level of anxiety and there's a level of nervousness because you feel like you can't have what you had again. And that creates a version of you that constantly wants to check the evidence to make sure that you can have it again. But that is actually getting in your way. So back to the tea example. Say like if I was thinking like I want to make my cup of tea, and then I started thinking about, well, what if I can't have my cup of tea? Or what if the tea doesn't want to be drank by me? Or like, you know what I mean? Just thinking things that has given myself unnecessary resistance. That would have caused me to delay me getting up and go making my tea if I would ask myself those questions. So you looking for evidence and asking yourself questions is delaying the process in between. You have to master how to trust what you say when you say it and know that it's coming. The same way you trust Amazon, the same way you trust anything that you order from online, you order it and you trust that it's coming. You order it and then you go about your day. You put your order in and you do something else. And then next thing you know, it comes. Master saying what it is what you want and not checking for evidence. Make that make that what you do more than anything. Make it like a game for yourself that only you know you're playing. Where it's like you say, okay, I want to manifest my person back. So for the next 3 to 5 days, I'm going to think as if I have them and I'm not going to check for any evidence whatsoever. You want to train your mind to be the person who has it, and the person who has it is not trying to get it. You want to normalize your person as much as possible. You want to normalize them and make it to where that whether they are around or not around, you're still fine. Like you want to make yourself as normal as possible. And that's when it manifests because the only reason why you're looking and trying to see things and searching for evidence is because you feel anxious. It's because you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting yourself yet, which is why basically what you want has not been created yet. What you're really doing is trusting yourself when it comes to manifesting anything, a person, money, whatever it is that you want. It boils down to you trusting what you just said. The thing also is that we'll trust the negative thoughts more than the positive ones, right? We'll believe that for sure that all the negative things are for sure is what we manifested. But when the good things are manifested, that was just a coincidence. Or why don't you have that same amount of belief for the positive thing that you manifested, just like the negative? And that right there is what you have to master. How to master to believe in yourself when it comes to the things that you actually want. Also, I was talking to one of my clients the other day. The love that your person is showing you is simply just reflecting the state of love that you're in. It has nothing to do with a lot of the times, right? We'll be like, oh, this person treated me like this, and this person did this for me, and I want to get it back. And oh no, but he treated me so well. No, yes, he was treating you well, but that was just because you were in a more in a state of love with yourself. And he just reflected that, or she just reflected that. That's it. It wasn't much so necessarily that that person was doing that themselves. They were reflecting who you were at that time. So the fact that a lot of the times you're trying to get that person back No, what you really need to get back is that state of being you were in at that time. Okay? Because that's all that it is. So that's why I say once you master the trust, once you master trusting what you're manifesting, what you're putting out there, what you're creating, it manifests because it's a different embodiment. It's the embodiment of trust. It's the embodiment of love. It's the embodiment of clarity, of you being sure, you knowing. That pushes out. Your questioning, checking for evidence, that pushes out too. And that's what pushes out as the delays. Your delays come from you wavering, or they come from just it being a natural time period where things have to just adjust real quick. For example, if you're manifesting an SP and you want to get rid of a third party, say they live together and you've been affirming that they break up, you have the best relationship ever, that your person only wants you, you've been affirming that, fine. But they got to break up with the 3P, they got to move out the house, they got to probably go back to their parents' house or probably find their own apartment. There's a few things that maybe it happened instantly. They got rid of the third party. It happened instantly. You didn't see it though, but it happened instantly. But now certain moves have to be made before your person gets adjusted again before they feel safe of calling you. Like it can happen like that. It's either it instantly happens in your face or it happens instantly where you can't see it and things are happening behind the scenes and then it shows up. But either way, you have to trust yourself during this whole time period until it shows up. Once you master not constantly looking for the evidence, it's going to manifest faster. Because if you're constantly looking for the evidence, you are the person that is lacking trust. And if you're lacking whatever you're doing, the mirror is going to lack too. So once you master to trust yourself and be like, you know what, I'm finally going to trust myself. I don't care what happened before. Because what happened before is already gone anyway. Every second is a new reality. So I can't even keep stressing myself about what happened before. So whatever happened before, I let it go. And from this point forward, I'm trusting myself to be the version of myself that has what it is that I want. And from this point forward, I'm going to only think from that mindset as if I had that thing. And if I don't know how to think from that mindset, I'm going to write down what I've been thinking and I'm just going to start thinking the opposite of that. And I'm just going to stay there and think like that for the rest of my life as much as possible. And it will get to a point that you naturally think like that. It's naturally you. That would naturally be your embodiment. You would naturally have the person you want. You would naturally have the money that just comes to you because you have now become the person that has it. You're being a person that has it. If you're being a person that has it, you cannot be the person looking for the evidence of it. Okay? So once you master trusting yourself, what do you think the reflection is going to be? Everything is going to be aligned because you're in the embodiment of trust. When you can trust someone, you feel safe with them, correct? When you can't trust someone, there's a fear there, there's a hesitation, there's a caution about it. So there's two different embodiments, two different feelings, two different thought processes. So, like I said, when you master trusting what you say without looking for the evidence, when you master knowing that your person wants you without needing to check a 3P page or check their page to see evidence of them wanting you, you know you're doing something correctly. You know you're doing something right. When you start getting the feelings of, you know what, I don't even want to check their page anymore. I don't even want to, I'm not doing that anymore. You know you're getting somewhere. When you start feeling like you're not stressing over your bills no more and you used to, you know you're getting somewhere. You want as much naturalness with the things that you want. Anything that's causing you to move too much out of anxiousness is what you want to refrain from doing. Not saying that things can't manifest that way because we're constantly manifesting. There's no off button. But what I'm saying is, if you want things to manifest with a bit more speed, if you want things to manifest a bit more smoothly, if you want things to just manifest generally more favorably for you, then you have to stop constantly looking for the evidence of it. You have to talk yourself into trusting. You have to talk to yourself into trusting more than you trying to convince your SP to love you. More than you try to convince anyone about anything. You have to trust yourself more than anything. And when you do, you'll be like, how come I just wasn't being this way the whole time? How come I just wasn't trusting myself the whole time? Because the moment when you really settle into that embodiment, things just automatically begin to change and you'll see it. So I intend that this has helped you understand maybe why the thing that you want hasn't manifested yet, because you'll be surprised at the things that you're doing that you're not noticing that is wavering. Trying to bump in to your specific person on purpose, trying to act like you're not bumping into them on purpose, but you really are trying to bump into them on purpose. That's not trusting. That's you're not being the person that has it. No matter what you try to say, you're not being the person that has it. If you're still affirming throughout the day and you're sneakily looking, you're still not the person that has it. If you're trying to manifest a bunch of money and you're still feeling like pangs of anxiety when you spend, you're still not the person that has it. So you have to keep going until it feels natural that you don't have to affirm anymore. You just have to keep going until everything feels natural. And when it feels natural, you'll know. There won't be any question about it because it's natural. It feels natural. So I intend that this video has caused something to click in your mind even more. And I intend that this has taken you to the next level when it comes to your manifestations, because I know it has definitely taken my manifestations to the next level in all areas. Once I really started understanding um, what I was doing mentally. Okay, so if you ever feel like you need help, I am here. I will listen to you and I will pinpoint exactly where your blocks are really fast. And I'll help you will help you manifest. I'll help you manifest and will, because all it takes is having faith enough to trust in yourself and finally getting those fears out of your body. If that's not there, what is just left? All your favorable thoughts and the things that you want to manifest. And that just has to continuously keep pushing out. So if you feel like you ever need coaching, I'm here. And there's a link in the description box for that as well. But you can just definitely get basically everything you need to know out of the videos. But everyone has their own individual ways of thinking. So, yeah, I'm here and I intend that this has helped you. And until next time, guys, see ya.